Yearly shooter releases are stopping first-person shooters from innovating. I'm not blaming the games themselves. They are usually well made, fun enough, and appeal to a very wide audience. But as the de facto shooters, I believe they're holding back the FPS genre as a whole. It feels like the same game is getting released every year. A few small tweaks, some new modes, but overall the same thing. I'm saying this all as if you haven't heard it before, but is it not true? Call of Duty made the mistake of trying to innovate, and now they have a release trailer with 3.8 million downvotes. The hate was unprecedented. No one had played the game yet, and it was immediately hated. Upon release, the game was about just as bad as people thought it would be, but the game shouldn't have gotten the hate it did right from the start, just for trying to be different. You know what different can get you? Titanfall 2. Titanfall 2 was able to almost perfectly mend that addictive FPS gameplay loop with new, fun, and exciting tools that significantly changed how the game worked. The first game's biggest adjustments to the formula were wall running and, of course, the game's namesake, Titans. It plays just like your conventional shooter if you could also run on walls and pilot giant mechs. These aren't just half-assed additions either. The game was designed around these new mechanics and tools to create one of the best shooters of all time. Remember the AWOL, that incredibly broken pilot ability that put up a shield and amped up your weapon damage? This allowed the game's only hit-scan sniper to one-shot you from any range, and you couldn't even shoot back because they had a shield. This sounds like a camper's Nirvana. In any other game, this would be broken as hell. Not in Titanfall 2. In no other game can you launch yourself with a grappling hook into the air, wall run behind that camper, and execute their annoying ass. These movement mechanics are not only fun and useful, but are required to properly counter other things in the game. On top of its amazing movement, Titanfall 2 ups the ante and added plenty of different gun archetypes. Projectile weapons galore. You get to lob egg-sized explosives that kill on contact with the EPG. The L-Star projectiles are hard to land but melt other pilots. The skill required to use these weapons is not solely point and shoot. It's massive amounts of tracking and predicting, especially in a game where everyone can be Spider-Man. Yeah, it was hard, but once you got good with them, everyone thought you were cheating. The Titans work so functionally different from the pilots, yet still work alongside them almost seamlessly. You never feel like a Titan versus pilot fight is solely in the Titan's favor, because as a skilled pilot, you have strong anti-Titan weapons and the mobility to harass the Titans and get away unscathed. And nothing is stopping you from calling down your own Titan to lay down some serious hurt and totally flip the fight. Map designs had to be changed to accommodate lumbering mechs, making for maps that would usually be too large for humans, but make for plenty of movement options for the mobile pilots. These additions and changes to the usual formula could have easily spelled disaster, but when the game is designed from the ground up with these innovations, something as amazing as Titanfall 2 can come from it. Titanfall is just one example of what can happen from innovation in the FPS genre. Doom Eternal is one of the most recent releases that proves my point further. Taking a risk can get you so much more than what you bargained for. Maybe this whole thing is just me being upset that Titanfall 2 was unable to compete with the other AAA shooters. Maybe I just suck at Call of Duty and Battlefield. But that doesn't change the fact that these yearly FPS titles are feeling old and recycled. Let's get some new fresh ideas into the mainstream. Even if I dislike them in the end, at least they'll actually feel different.